Shalom Aleichem, and welcome to the Shiur in Likkutei Sichos, Parshas Pikkudei, Sicha Gimel. We're going to be focusing on the middle of the Sichos, if Hey and Vav, where there is a very asidistic discussion on the topic of Dirah Btachtonim, and there is in this Sicha a tremendous chidush nifla in the sugya of Dirah Btachtonim. L'chura, one can say a revolution in the sugya. It is touched upon in a few different places in the Likkutei Sichos, as we shall see. However, Avuha in the Kulhu is our Sicha. Our Sicha is the Iker Maramakim, the main place where this Chidush is stated, and let's get to it. So as a shtickle hakdama, let's ask the following question. Think about the following thing. What's Dirah Btachtonim in Pashtus? The Eibishter wants to dwell Btachtonim in Welt. The Eibishter wanted that Welt, Olam Hazeh, Hagashmi, should be a Dira lo Yizbarich. And therefore, he put Yidden in this world, and he gave them the Aveda of making the world a Dira lo Yizbarich. This is L'chura b'Pashtus how we understand Dirah Btachtonim. The Eibishter wants Welt. He wants the Dira to be in the Welt, and it's the job of the Yidden to make the Dira. However, that understanding right off the bat is problematic, because then it would come out that be'emes, what's the Eibishter's tachlis hakavona? What's the Eibishter's pnimius harotzen? What is the thing that the Eibishter wants the most? That is Welt. The Iker Chayfetz of the Eibishter is Welt. And Yidden are only a means to an end. The Yidden are only here to bring the Eibishter to what he really wants, which is a Dira in Welt. Which would mean that Yidden are only a Toffel, or Yidden are only an Emtsoi. We're a means towards the end, but the ultimate goal, the ultimate end, is Welt itself. This is very problematic, because firstly we know the famous Maimer Chazal Bereishis, Bishvil Beis, Reishis, Bishvil Yisrael, Shanikra Reishis, and Bishvil HaTorah, that Adarabah, it's not Pshad that the Eibishter put the Yidden here, Bishvil the world, but Fakert. The Eibishter created the world, Bishvil Yisrael. The world is here for the Yidden. We know also from Chassidus that the Eibishter's Pnimius HaRatzon is Dafke Yidden, Yisrael Ola B'machshava Tchila. The Shirish of Yidden is higher than the Shirish of Welt. V'cheina Rabbis, to L'chura Dover HaPashut, that Yidden have a Meile over Welt, and we are the Iker Chayfetz and Ratzon of the Eibishter. And we come from deeper in the Eibishter. So how do we square these two different understandings? That Mitzad Echad, Welt is an Emtsoi for Yidden. Tachlis HaKavane, the ultimate is the Yidden. And everything was created for the Yidden. B'shvil Yisrael. How do we square that with a basic understanding of Dirah Btachtonim, that the Eibishter wants a Dirah Btachtonim, he wants Welt, that Welt should be a Dira, and he put the Yidden here to make the Dirah Btachtonim, which is mashma adarabah, that the tachlis hakavana is Welt, the Iker is Welt, and the Yidden are only an emtsoi. So this is a question one can have in the general topic of Dirah Btachtonim, and it's this question which is answered in our Sicha. So let's read two paragraphs from Sif Hey and see what the Rebbe says. Der Pnimius ha'inyan von der Dira lo Yizbarich is davke Lidor v'lishkain b'neshamas Yisrael. Shiur Knesses Yisrael machin l'shifta Yizbarich chulu. So in our Sicha, the Rebbe says, Chura dvar chidush, that the Pnimius ha'inyan of Dirah Btachtonim is for the Eibishter Lidor v'lishkain b'neshamas Yisrael. Shiur Knesses Yisrael machin l'shifta Yizbarich. Warum? Wie bald as Yisrael v'kutsha brichu kul achad sein doch Iden die emese Dira for Atzmus Yizbarich, sei sein Kvayachol ein Sach mit Atzmus. Since Yisrael Kuchabrichu Kulachad, so that Yidden are the emes Dirah for Atzmus. So this is already a chidush. Not like we're used to thinking, that the inyan of Dirah Btachtonim is for the Eibishter to be dor in Welt. No. The real inyan of Dirah Btachtonim is dafke loder v'lishken b'neshamas Yisrael. Only Yidden are the emes Dirah for Atzmus Yisbarach. One more paragraph. Masha enkein di Dirah Btachtonim benegeya zu Welt is bloß das, was es wird der Herd in Welt, as ganze Metzies is nor mitzad ha'atzmus, mi bilodoi ein shu Metzies klal uklal. Masha enkein, the Dirah Btachtonim benegeya zu Welt is not the pnimiyus ha'inyan, is not the ikir inyan of Dirah Btachtonim. That's much weaker, as we're going to explain soon. Let's not get into the reason why, but just want to bring out the contrast, that there's the pnimiyus ha'inyan from Dirah Btachtonim, the emes Dirah, what he calls in the Sicha, the emes Dirah for Atzmus Yisbarach is Neshamas Yisrael. Masha enkein, the Dirah Btachtonim benegeya zu Welt, is not the pnimiyus ha'inyan, is not the emes ha'inyan. So the Sicha is recognizing, at this point, that there is two aspects to Dirah Btachtonim. Let's say the nisave, the taiva of Dirah Btachtonim has in it two pratim. The Eibishter wants a Dirah Btachtonim benegeya zu Welt. There is an inyan of Dirah Btachtonim benegeya zu Welt. That's one aspect of Dirah Btachtonim. And then there is a Dirah Btachtonim loder v'lishken betach neshamas Yisrael. And within these two, the Sich is telling us, the Rebbe is telling us that the pnimiyus ha'inyan, the emes inyan of Dirah Btachtonim, the real Dirah, is dafke b'neshamas Yisrael, whereas the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is not the ikir inyan, is secondary, is tofel, not the real emes Dirah Btachtonim. Okay, so now what's the reason why? Why in Neshamas Yisrael the emes Dirah for Atzmus not Welt? So he explains. What did he say? Because since Yisrael v'kuchabrichu kulachad, so therefore ze zayin kavayachol ein zach mit Atzmus. A Yid and Atzmus is already ein zach. So therefore a Yid could be a emes Dirah for Atzmus. Masha enkein Welt. What kind of Dirah Btachtonim can you have when it comes to Welt? So the Lashon of the Sicha is bloß das, was es wird der Herd in Welt, as ganze Metzies is nor mitzad ha'atzmus, mi bilodoi ein shu Metzies klal uklal. When we speak of a Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, that the Eibishter Atzmus is going to be nizgala in Welt, what does that mean? What does it mean that in Tachtonim, in Olam Hazeh, will be the Gilui ha'atzmus? Means that it will be der Herd in Welt, that its whole Metzies is nor mitzad ha'atzmus, mi bilodei ein shu Metzies klal uklal. But we're not going to say that Welt v'kuchabrichu kulachad. We're not going to ever say that Welt is ein zach mit Atzmus. Welt is not ein zach mit Atzmus. And Welt will never be ein zach mit Atzmus. Welt and Atzmus and the Eibishter will always be, so to speak, two different things. I did it Btachtonim. So that means that it will be der Herd in Welt, that its whole Metzies is nor mitzad ha'atzmus. That without Atzmus, bilodei ein shu Metzies klal uklal. Okay, to be meisev a little hasbara in this, so there is a ha'ara here, ha'ara 29, and he tells you to look in the Likkutei Sichos Chelek Yud Beis, Omid 75, the Shuli Hagilion to ha'ara 30. And that's a very important Maramakim. So there, let's just read. I'm reading now that Shuli Hagilion. Ela shegilui koyach ha'atzmus sheba'olam eine koyach ha'atzmus shebeYisrael. Even lo asid lavoi, when there'll be a Dirah Btachtonim, and Atzmus will be nizgala in Welt. So he says there, but you cannot compare the Gilui Koyach HaAtzmus Sheba'olam with the Koyach HaAtzmus Sheba'Yisrael. Shelachein gam lo asid lavoi, kishatushlam hakavona de Dirah Btachtonim. Yiyu Yisrael muvdali min umei sa'olam, which is why even lo asid lavoi, when the inyan of Dirah Btachtonim will be completed, and the Eibishter Atzmus will be Nizgal in Welt. So L'chura at that point, what's going to be the difference between Yidden and everything else? If Atzmus was Nizgal in Welt, so L'chura Yidden and Welt should be on the same level. But no, even then, Lasid Lavai, Yisrael will be Muvdal, because the Gilu Kayacha Atzmus Sheba Olam is not like the Kayacha Atzmus Sheba Yisrael. Which Shekasu V'Amdu Zarim, even Lasid Lavai, the Goyim will be Meshamish the Yidden, meaning that Yidden will be Hecher. Why Yidden Hecher? If the Eibishter was Nizgal in Welt, if Atzmus was Nizgal in Welt, so why are Yidden higher? So here's the Iker. He explains. When we say Dirah Btachtonim, that the Metzias of Eilamus is Atzmus, or bin Izgale, how the Metzias of Eilamus is Atzmus, HaKavana B'zahi, Sheha Atzmus hu HaMahava Oisam. Emphasis on the word Mahava. What we mean is that it will be the hert in Vel, that Atzmus hu HaMahava Oisam, or Mibila the ancient Metzias Klal Klal, that without Atzmus, there's no Metzias of Vel. The whole Metzias of Vel is Mitzato Atzmus, meaning that Atzmus hu HaMahava Oisam. Masha'enkin b'Yisrael, Mitziyusam Gufa hu Kva Yachal HaAtzmus. Masha'enkin, when it comes to Yidden, it's not the Pshad that Atzmus is Mahava them. No, Mitziyusam Gufa hu Kva Yachal HaAtzmus. So coming back to our Sicha, that's the difference that he wants to make between Neshamas Yisrael and Welt. It's true, there is an inyan of Dirah Btachtonim that happens in Welt. And there is an inyan of Dirah Btachtonim that happens b'soich Neshamas Yisrael. But between these two, the emes of Dirah Btachtonim, the ikir of Dirah Btachtonim is dafke Neshamas Yisrael. Why? Because Neshamas Yisrael, Eiraisa v'kuchabrichu kulachad, zeh zayin kva yochel ein zach mit atzmus, mitziyusam gufa hu kva yochel atzmus. So therefore, they are the emes keli. Atzmus could be nizgale in Neshamas Yisrael, because Neshamas Yisrael are a chelik of atzmus. To borrow the terminology, it's min b'minai. It's min b'minai. Atzmus with Neshamas Yisrael is min b'minai. It's not shnei dvarim zarim. It's not shnei dvarim nifradim that are trying to come together. Milachat chila, it's the same mahus. And neshama, b'mahusa is atzmus. So b'meila, it's the emes keli, it's the emes dira for atzmus. Atzmus could be nizgala in a neshama. Mashenkin Welt is not atzmus. It's a davar zar, it's a davar nifrad. B'mahusa, it's not atzmus. It's not ein zach mit atzmus. Norva then, what's Dirah Btachtonim in Welt? Dirah Btachtonim means that it could be nizgale, how the whole mitzias of Welt is mitzato atzmus. Atzmus hu ha-mahava oisa. So it's min b'she'enei minoi. Atzmus is being nizgale in something which is not him. But the Gilu ha'atzmus is the taich, that it's nizgale, how the whole mitzias of Welt is only shayach mitzad ha'atzmus. Atzmus is mahava Welt. So that's why that's not the emes inyan of Dirah Btachtonim. It's not the ikir inyan of Dirah Btachtonim. Because the Welt at the end of the day is not an emes keli for the full Gilu ha'atzmus. Okay, so this is step one. It's already a tremendous chidush. That not like we're used to thinking how Dirah Btachtonim is all about Welt. No, it's true there is an inyan of Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, but that's not the emes inyan. The emes inyan of Dirah Btachtonim, we have to change our thinking, is B'toch Neshamas Yisrael. And therefore, this would already give us a bit of an understanding and an explanation to the question that we started with. Inachanami. It's not pshat that Yidden are here to make a Dirah Btachtonim in Welt. It's not that the Tachlis HaKavana, that the Iker is Welt, and the Yidden are an Emtsoi to make a Dirah Btachtonim in Welt. No. The Tachlis is Taka in Yidden themselves. The Iker Kavana is in Yidden themselves. They should be a Dirah La Yizbarach. That B'toch Neshamas Yisrael, there should be the Eibishter's Gilu HaAtzmus. That's the Tachlis HaKavana. So therefore, Taka, the Iker is the most important thing of creation is a Yid, and a Yid is not here as an Emtsoi to be mashlim something else. the Iker Kavana is within Yidden themselves, that they themselves should be a Keli and a Dirah Lo Yizbarich Latzmusai. However, we don't stop here. Because if we stopped here, if this was the end of the discussion, then we would walk away with an understanding that there's two pratim in Dirah Btachtonim. In the Eibishter's type of Dirah Btachtonim, there's two aspects, as we said. There's the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, and there's the Dirah Btachtonim betach Neshamas Yisrael, and true, the Iker and the Emes Inyan is betach Neshamas Yisrael, but we would walk away thinking that there are two different aspects of it. But the Rebbe points out in Orah 31 in our Sicha that this cannot be the case. This understanding of Dirah Btachtonim would be incorrect. Why is that? Because there cannot be in the taiva, in the nisave of Dirah Btachtonim, that there cannot be multiple pratim. There cannot be a harkova of different inyanim. Let me read the lashon in the Ha'ara. B'kevan shakavana de Dirah Btachtonim hi batzmusa yizbarich, ein shayich loymar shehi murkeves chas v'sholem mibeis inyanim. Since the taiva is in atzmus, and atzmus is achtus pshuta, there's no harkova, so therefore the rotzen of Dirah Btachtonim cannot be a rotzen which is murkev from kama pratim. It has to be a rotzen pashut, a rotzen echad. So b'meila, the understanding that we have until now is not sufficient. There cannot be in the taiva, in the rotzen of Dirah Btachtonim, there cannot be multiple pratim. You cannot say there's a rotzen for Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, and there's a separate rotzen, a separate taiva for a Dirah Btachtonim in Neshamas Yisrael. There can't be two pratim. Has to be all one. All one. So we have to take these two aspects of Dirah Btachtonim, the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, and the Dirah Btachtonim in Neshamas Yisrael, and we have to merge them into one rotzen. So how do we do this? How do we take these two aspects of Dirah Btachtonim and turn them into one? So here the Sicha has l'chura two mahalchim. There's one paragraph, and then he goes to say besignan acher. So let's first read the first mahalch. He says, Nor, die Dirah wird aufgetan Btachtonim dafke in der Avoide von Eden Neulam als Tachtoin zu machen von den Dvorim Gashmi Makeli Lelikus. This Dirah that's happening betach Neshamas Yisrael happens in the Avoide of Eden in Olam Hazeh to make from Dvorim Gashmi Makeli Lelikus. Weil Dafke durch dem kommt heraus begilui der Sheirish von Neshamas Yisrael wie sie seinen miyuchad mit Atzmusa Yizbarich. So to understand this paragraph, this explanation, you have to look in Ha'ara 30. He's mitzayin to Likkutei Sichos, again Chelik Yud Beis, page 74. That's where be'emes the hasbara in this paragraph is. What does it say there? It says there that the Tachtonim, which is a Tachton shein Tachton lamata mimenu, is be'emes azat Tachton that mitzad inyon noi is not shaykh to become a keli telikus. It's not shaykh mitzad the gather of the Tachton. It's moldi klippus v'sitra achara, that it's not shaykh mitzad inyon noi v'gidroi to become a keli telikus. So how does Dirah Btachtonim happen? He said it's only because Neshamas Yisrael possess within them the koyach ha'yischachus shebatzmusa yizbarich, the same way that atzmus muhus of the Eibishter has the koyach ha'chidush. It's bekoyche v'yacholtei lahavis yesh meyayin. It's only bekoyach ha'atzmus lahavis yesh meyayin, that koyach ha'chidush. So Neshamas Yisrael, who are mushrish in atzmus, have that same koyach ha'yischachus, and therefore they can be poyel not to make yesh me'ayin, but adarabah, to make me'ayin, to make miyesh ayin. We can take the yesh of Tachtonim, which is moli klipus v'sitra achara, and make it ayin, make it a dirah lo yizbarich. Not because the yesh has within it the potential to become bottle. It doesn't. It's molik klipus v'sitra achra. It's tachton shein tachton lamata mimenu. But the Yidden have the koyach ha'yischadshus sheba atzmus, and the same way atzmus made yesh me'ayin, we can make ayin miyesh. So that's the first hasbara here. Meaning, when we say that Yidden themselves, Neshamas Yisrael, are a Dirah lo yizbarech, that it's revealed betach Neshamas Yisrael, Atzmus. So how does that happen? How is the koyach ha'atzmus sheba Neshamas Yisrael revealed? So the answer is, for that to happen, Neshamas Yisrael have to be found in Olam Hazeh Agashmi, in the Tachtonim she'ein tachton lamata mimenu, and there they have to do the avodah of quote unquote Dirah Btachtonim, of turning Welt into a keli telikus. And since the avodah of turning Welt into a keli for likus really requires and demands the koyach ha'yischadshus shemitzad atzmus, so when Yidden do that avodah, the Yidden are revealing within themselves kum tarois begilui der sheirish von Neshamas Yisrael wie zij sein and miyuchad mit atzmus yizbarich. So it's our avodah, Neshamas Yisrael doing the avodah of making Olam Hazeh a keli for likus. That's megala, that brings out how our Neshamas have within them the koyach ha'atzmus. That's how the koyach ha'atzmus is revealed b'teich Neshamas Yisrael. So this is the first explanation in merging these two ideas. Be'emes, the union of Dirah Btachtonim is all about Neshamas Yisrael. The Eibishter wants to be Dar B'tach Neshamas Yisrael. Only Neshamas Yisrael are the emes of Dirah for the Eibishter. How does the union of Dirah Btachtonim in Welt come in? So this is the explanation. The Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, that's the means, that's the Hechetimtze, through which the atzmus, the koyach ha'atzmus sheba Neshamas Yisrael is revealed. How could it be revealed? Where is it revealed? What's the mechanism for revealing the koyach ha'atzmus sheba Neshamas Yisrael? So for that, they have to come into Olam Hazeh Tachton, and they have to do the avodah of Dirah Btachtonim, of making Welt a keli telikus. That avodah, as we explained, is megala the koyach ha'atzmus sheba Neshamas Yisrael. So what's it all about? The whole point is for the Eibishter to be revealed b'teich Neshamas Yisrael. The Dirah b'Neshamas Yisrael, that's what it's all about. That's the point. The Dirah B'tachtonim in Welt is just the means and the mechanism and the Hechetimtze how the koyach ha'atzmus sheba Neshamas Yisrael is revealed. This is the first explanation. So b'meile, there's not two inyanim, there's no harkava. It's one taiva, it's one rotzen. The Eibishter wants one thing. He wants Dirah B'tachtonim in Neshamas Yisrael. That's what he wants. B'teich Neshamas Yisrael. That's the Ikar Dirah B'tachtonim. That happens when Neshamas Yisrael find themselves in Olam Hazeh Agashmi, doing the avodah of Dirah B'tachtonim in Welt. So that is how they make themselves into a Dirah lo yizbarich. So it's not that the Eibishter wants two different things. He doesn't want a Dirah B'tachtonim in Neshamas, and he wants a Dirah B'tachtonim in Welt. No, he only wants a Dirah B'tachtonim in Neshamas Yisrael. That's all he wants. The Dirah B'tachtonim in Welt is just the way in which the Neshamas Yisrael make themselves a Dirah lo yizbarich. Okay, that's the first hasbar. Then he says, B'signan acher. And l'chura b'signan acher isn't just a different signan, it's also a different l'chura, a different mahalach, a different explanation. When werd aufgetan begolui, as Eden seinen Dirah lo yizbarich, as seinen meyuchad mit atzmus yizbarich betachlis, on shum hagabole ve'ikuv. When is it revealed that the Yidden's oneness with atzmus is betachlis on shum hagabole ve'ikuv? Is es dafke, wenn euch die Agbole medide von die Tachtonim ist nicht kein Manier. Nor aber die Tachtonim allein werden durch die Yidden am Mokim Muchsher for a Dirah lo yizbarich. So, when we can see that even the Hagabolu medide von Tachtonim is not a Manier, but on the contrary, the Yidden take this Tachtonim and make the Tachtonim a Mokim Muchsher for a Dirah lo yizbarich. So then it's revealed that our oneness with Atzmus is take betachlis on shum hagbala ve'ikuv. So you can see that it's a different explanation. Here the vort isn't, like we said before, how can we reveal the koyach ha'atzmus shebenashamas Yisrael? What's the mechanism for bringing out the atzmus shebenashamas Yisrael? Here the vort is a little bit different. How can we demonstrate that our oneness with atzmus is betachlis on shumak bala ve'ikuv? That's only betachtonim. Is it ilule the Dirah Btachtonim in the Welt, if Yidden would not be engaged in making a Dirah Btachtonim in the Welt, turning Olam Hazeh into a Dirah Lo Yisborech, so then there could be l'chura a shaila on our connection with Atzmus. Maybe our connection with Atzmus, our oneness with Atzmus, is not betachlis, could be challenged. Maybe something could break us apart. Maybe something could get in the way. Maybe. So how do we prove, how do we show, how is it demonstrated that no, a Yid's shaychis with Atzmus, a Yid's araisa v'kutshabricha kul achad, the chad with Atzmus is azay stark, is beligvul stark, that nothing can get in the way. How do we show the starkheit? How do we show the starkheit of our being chad with Atzmus? So for that, we do the avodah of Dirah Btachtonim in Welt. By coming into Welt, which l'chura Welt is a meniyah ve'ikuv. Welt is a mali klippus v'sitra achra. Welt is a place which should disconnect us from Atzmus. And there, not only is Welt not a meniyah ve'ikuv, but adarabah, we are mahapech Welt, and we make Welt into a keli muchsher, into a maki muchsher, v'adirah lo yizborech. So what do we show? How our oneness with Atzmus is betachlis. There's no hagbala ve'ikuv. There's nothing that can get in the way. We're meyuchad betachlis, bligvul, ein sof stark. It's impossible to break us apart. Tried and tested. We tested it. We put Neshamas Yisrael in the most difficult situation, in a place that l'chura should have disconnected them with Atzmus, and even there they proved that not only did Welt not get in the way, but adarabah, they take this Welt and they make Welt into a Dirah Lo Yisborech. So it's a little bit different. Before the word was that the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is the mechanism for revealing the koyach ha'atzmus shebenashamas Yisrael, because making a Dirah in Welt requires the koyach ha'yischadshus al derech yesh me'ayin shehu levada b'koyach v'yacholta. In the Sign Acher, it's a little bit different. It's not about the mechanism for revealing the koyach ha'atzmus b'tech neshamas Yisrael. Instead, Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is about testing the starkheit of our oneness with Atzmus. That our being meyuchad mit Atzmus is azay stark that it's betachlis and bligvul and nothing can get in the way. And even when we are betachtonim, and betachtonim should get in the way, but it doesn't, and we make the tachtonim into a Dirah Lo Yisborech. So that's how the union of Dirah Btachtonim in Welt and the Dirah Btachtonim in Neshamas Yisrael are all one and the same. Again, there's no harkava. It's one ratzon. The Eibishter wants that the Dirah Btachtonim should be betach Neshamas Yisrael, and it should be begolui in Neshamas Yisrael, that they are a keli for Atzmus. And that should be begolui in a zashtarke way that nothing could get in the way, no meniyus v'ikuvim. So the way that happens is by the Dirah Btachtonim happening in Welt. The Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, when we make a Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, so then what does that do? That makes that our Dirah Btachtonim b'toich neshamas Yisrael is stronger and more emestic and believable. So again, it's one ratzon. The ikar ratzon is Dirah Btachtonim in neshamas Yisrael. The Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is to show the starkheit, according to the second mahalach, the Sign Acher. The Dirah Btachtonim in Welt shows the starkheit of the Dirah Btachtonim b'toich neshamas Yisrael, and according to the first mahalach, it's the mechanism through which the koyach ha'atzmus is revealed b'toich neshamas Yisrael. But according to both mahalchim, There's only one rotzen here. There's only one taive, there's only one nisave, and that's the nisave for Dirah Btachtonim betוך Neshamos Yisrael. And the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is only there as a chelek, as a prat, in being mashlim, in whichever way it's mashlim, the Dirah Btachtonim betוך Neshamos Yisrael. If a little bit further in the Sikh in Orah 36, he kind of sums this up. He says, "Besignan acher," this l'chura, a third signan. "B'dirah b'tachtonim beis inyanim, pnimiyus adira, shehi b'neshamas Yisrael dafke." There is the pnimiyus adira, which is in the Neshamas Yisrael. Shemitziyusam gufa hi kvayachal ha'atzmus, as we explained before, and then chitzoniyus adira ha'olam. Masha ha'olam nase makim muchshel l'giloi ha'atzmus. There's the chitzoniyus adira, which is in Welt. Elashemi kol makim ein zehar kavach has v'shalom mi beis inyanim kanal ha'orah 31. So in Orah 36, he's magdir these two inyanim as the Pnimiyus Adira and the Chitzonius Adira. The Pnimiyus Adira is the Shamas Yisrael. Shemitziyusam Gufa Hikvayachalo Atzmus. And the Chitzonius Adira is Welt. So perhaps it would be beneficial to help explain this with the famous beer in Samach Vav, where he explains the chiluk between Chitzonius Haratzon and Pnimiyus Haratzon, and he brings a mashal from a person who has a business. That a person has a ratzon for doing business, has a ratzon to do business, but that's only the Chitzonius Haratzon. The Pnimiyus Haratzon is that he should make money. So, what's the difference between Pnimiyus Haratzon and Chitzonius Haratzon? That the Chitzonius Haratzon is when you want something because it leads to something else. You want the thing not because it is the end in itself, you want it because it's a means towards an end. So any Ratzon that you have for something because it brings you to something else, you have a Ratzon to work, to have a job, to have a business, because it will bring you to have money, so that's a Chitzonius Haratzon. What is the Pnimiyus Haratzon? The ultimate thing which you want, the end. The tachlis hakavana, the soif, the thing which you ultimately want, that's the pnimiyus haratzon. So the mashal before, you want to make money, the money is the ultimate thing that you want, that's the pnimiyus haratzon. So that's really what's going on over here. The pnimiyus haratzon, the pnimiyus hataiva, when we say nisava kodesh baruch hu lizla baruch Dirah Btachtonim, the pnimiyus hataiva, the pnimiyus haratzon, the thing which the Eibishter ultimately wants, is b'neshamas Yisrael dafke. That's what he wants. That's the pnimiyus adira. That's the pnimiyus haratzon. Because mitziyusum gufa hikva yachal atzmus, and therefore they are the emes akeli, as we said before. It's min b'minay. It's not a davar zar. It's the same mahus, as we explained. But then you have the chitzonius adira. The chitzonius adira is the chitzonius haratzon. That's the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt. Why does the Eibishter want the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt? Not because that's his ultimate rotzen. He doesn't care about the Welt. That's not his interest. His ultimate interest isn't that he should be Dirah Btachtonim in Welt. No. The Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is a Chitzonius Haratzon, meaning he wants it because it's a means to an end. Because as we explained before, the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt brings the Dirah Btachtonim b'neshamas Yisrael. According to both mahalchim that we explained before, either the first mahalach, that the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is the mechanism through which the koyach ha'atzmus shebenashamas Yisrael is revealed, or the second mahalach, that the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt shows the shleimus and the starkheit of the connection between atzmus and neshamas Yisrael. So either way, the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is the chitzonius haratzon. It's not the thing that the Eibishter wants ultimately. That is a means towards an end. He wants a Dirah Btachtonim in Welt because the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt brings to, is mashlim, gets us to the ultimate goal, the ultimate desire, which is the Dirah Btachtonim sheben neshamas Yisrael. And then he concludes, there's not two different inyanim, kenal, because it's one ratzon. At the end of the day, the nisava is for neshamas Yisrael. Ein taiva, ein ratzon. The Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is a prat, is a chelik of that rotzen. It's mashlim, that real pnimius rotzen, which is for Neshamas Yisrael, as we explained before. So this is l'chura, the kavanah of the Sicha, and this is l'chura, tremendous chidush. We come away from this Sicha with a whole new revolutionary understanding in Dirah Btachtonim. We're used to thinking of Dirah Btachtonim, it's all about Welt, making the world a Dirah for Hashem, avodas habirurim, making dvarim gashmi makeli telikus. And now we realize that all of that is chitzonius haratzon. All of that is it. All of that is only the hechetimtza. That's only on the surface. It's not the real thing. Be'emes. The Eibishter, what he really wants, the emes of Dirah Btachtonim, is betach neshamas Yisrael. That's the real Dirah Btachtonim. And the Dirah Btachtonim in Welt is only there to bring us to be mashlim, to help us achieve the Dirah Btachtonim sheben neshamas Yisrael. So now when we circle back to the beginning and we think about who is here for what, is it that the Yidden are here to make a Dirah Btachtonim in Welt? Or is it Bereishis B'Shvil Yisrael Shanikra Reishis, that the whole Hisavos Ha'olam is for the Yidden? We see how the emes is, it's all about the Yidden. Bereishis B'Shvil Yisrael Shanikra Reishis, that's the ultimate. The Pnimius HaKavana, the Pnimius HaRatzon, the Tachlis HaKavana is Yidden. Yidden are the Iker, they are the Tachlis. Everything else is here, B'Shvil Yisrael. The whole Seder Hishtalshlus, all the Eilemis, is all B'Shvil Yisrael. And even the Indian of Dirah Btachtonim in Welt, the Eibishter wants Welt to be a Dirah Btachtonim, that too is also only here to be mashlim and to bring to be an emtsai towards the Dirah Btachtonim sheben neshamas Yisrael.